Greetings, sir and sirettes, and welcome to this hopefully quite brief channel update. Both a general update about what's going to be going on the channel over the next few weeks, and as an update about From the Depths more specifically. In the background, we are seeing my old capital ship attacking two Onyx Watch vessels, after a lot of updates have made it completely broke, and this is the first time firing its weapons in months upon months upon months. At least something to keep us entertained while I waffle on. So to start off with the general channel update, sadly it's not specifically very good news. In fact, it's actually quite bad news. For the next few days, starting on Friday the 27th, I want to say, or sometime close to that, I'm actually going to be going back to England yet again on a bit of an unscheduled event. Very sadly, my fiancée is actually going to have some surgery done. Nothing major in the slightest, absolutely no probability of anything going wrong really. It's just something minor that's came up out of nowhere, completely unscheduled, no idea it was wrong, something was wrong until we got back to Wales. So we're going back to England for the hospital there to undergo some surgery on her part, which is going to, well, as you can probably imagine, get me away from the workplace and any ability to do any recording. So this is starting on Friday, and I have no idea when I'm getting back. I am definitely unable to record while I'm there. I've tried to get some stuff sorted, but it simply hasn't happened, and I'm going to try and get as much stuff done as possible before I go, so we can actually get some videos on the channel, but it's very, very unlikely. But like I say, there's no need to worry, guys. Nothing's wrong in life, really, just something minor that has to be addressed. Now, with From the Depths, it's also not particularly good news, and it's mostly about the current campaign series Season 4. As many of you can probably tell, I'm not posting them very regularly, and one of the big problems I'm having is because I'm not dedicated to From the Depths on my channel, I'm not always able to keep up with updates to make sure everything's working correctly, and sometimes it can just be impossible to make sure it's all working for an episode, especially when I go on a break or I simply don't play the game for a while. I came back 2 days ago to find that all of my flyers no longer work, engines have been reworked again in terms of the old style of engine, which is a big problem as some of my ships are now incredibly outdated, and many of the vehicles I wanted to do some work on need like 10 plus hours to even get seaworthy now. So I'm at a bit of an impasse. I either continue on with Season 4, which is my current intention, which would just be a very long time between episodes and me having to make sure I get everything done off camera and just focus on it a lot more than I am currently, because currently I'm setting aside 12 hours a week to do From the Depths, and that's getting me one episode every 2 weeks if I'm lucky, and if updates don't happen. Or I could, and this is a possibility, start one of the new campaigns. There are now 2 new campaigns in addition to the one we're currently on, in which there are different settings, there are different ideas involved, and doing this would mean I have new ships to build, everything's on a much smaller scale, I can basically get a few episodes done in the space of a week rather than one episode every couple of weeks, and that is very tempting to me because I really hate not being able to put out the content, but considering I am already working 40 to 50 hours a week on every episode I do on the channel in terms of editing, because I try to put out at least 7 videos a week, it can be a bit difficult to set aside the time for From the Depths, so I'm not sure how I'm going to be tackling this in the future. I'm not sure about the future of From the Depths on the channel. It's definitely going to be here because I love the game, and some people seem to think that I simply don't like the game anymore. It's easily in my top 5 games of all time, and at the moment I'm really into it. It's just finding the time can be incredibly difficult. So I'd like to hear some feedback about that. If we just go into the main menu, actually, we could quickly have a look at the possible campaigns and what you guys think. I am more than happy to continue the series as we are, and hopefully, as time goes on, the episodes will speed up again. Just at the moment, I'm in a very bad position in the campaign, where I can't really do much without a lot of work being put into it. So currently we have Nita. It contains most of the game's core content, and is the most complete. We then have this lovely one, which I can't pronounce, pronounced. A tiny planet, in comparison to Nita, has a single campaign, which is a great alternative to the complex campaign of Nita, and that is interesting. That is very interesting, as it would make it maybe a bit smaller. I also think either this one or the Dangerous Water actually has a limit on the size of your ships, which I think is fantastic, because it means I don't have to always think about, am I being fair, am I going over the top and making it boring, because I could so easily just destroy the campaign. It's not difficult to make an oversized ship which goes over the normal block limit and just crush battle after battle. It's really a matter of trying to make it interesting for everyone watching. Then we have the Dangerous Waters, which is a World War II planet and has a single Axis versus Allies campaign, which is played in a RTS fashion. It is the least complete of the 3 planets, so I don't think I'll be doing Dangerous Waters, but I am tempted to do this. Also, if we go over to Nita, in fact, if we go over to the campaigns, if I show you, we also have these, the Onyx Watch campaign, the White Flyer campaign, the Steel Striders, different versions of the regular quest for Nita, which is very, very interesting. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot of options, and I feel like the game I'm currently playing is just so outdated, it's becoming difficult to make decent content for. So I've rambled on way longer than I wanted. I just want to put my point across, because honestly, I want to ensure that everyone's up to speed about what's going on, why I'm doing certain things, why I'm not, and with such a large From the Depths community currently on my channel, I really don't want people to think I'm simply ignoring it. I absolutely adore the game. At the moment, I'm in a bad place with it, and I'm hoping to come out of it with a much better series, either in the current campaign or a different campaign, with at least an episode a week, which simply hasn't happened over the last few days, over the last few weeks I should say. So, a lot to consider, a lot to think of, and if any of you have any suggestions about what you'd like to see, then please comment below. Sorry for waffling on for far longer than I intended, and I'll see you in the next video, and I will hopefully have videos all next week. There's a good chance you simply won't notice that I'm not currently in the office, but there's also a chance that there might be 3 or 4 days without any videos, because I honestly don't know how long I'm going to be gone this time, and that's an issue, especially since I've just got back. So yeah, I'm saving up again now, we're already going, and it's going to be a bit of a chaotic month next month. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time. This was very disorganised because it's being recorded at 5 AM after my last recording session. Yeah, bye-bye.